Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This afternoon I decided to rewatch for possibly the third time Independence Day Resurgence. Now it's not as great as the first movie is, as loud and as cliched and as ridiculous as the first movie is. It still is iconic and it's amazing to rewatch it again and again and again. I usually used to watch that movie on Indian Independence Day for some reason for the last few years, and I've also watched it on the American Independence Day as well. So, just as a joke kind of thing, but it is something which I can easily rewatch multiple times. This one I'm only watching for the third time, so you can actually see the difference. But I did watch it in the theaters back in 2016. Since then, it's only my second time rewatching it. So let's see, Independence Day Resurgence. It's an American sci-fi film, action sci-fi film, co-written and directed by Roland Emmerich, who really has it for the Earth. And of course, it's a sequel to 20 years back, 1996, Independence Day. And it stars Liam Hemsworth, who, to be honest, is a bad actor. Especially this one, he's really bad. I haven't watched him in many other stuff. Yes, yeah, I think I've only seen him in this movie, but he's really bad. Jeff Goldblum, who, to be honest, is also a little bad in some scenes. I think he was kind of phoning it in. I think he was there. I mean, it's a good paycheck, so I guess that is the. I don't think he really wanted to be in this film, to be honest. Bill Pullman returning as the this time it's the ex-president of the United States. Michael Monroe, who plays his daughter, all grown up. Travis Tope, I think, who's the guy playing the kid, Will Smith's later on adopted son. William Witcher, who later on becomes the President of the United States with the death of the current press and a bunch of the others. Charlotte Gainsborough and Judd Hirsch returning from his role as Jeff Goldblum's dad. And so you have this scenario set up where it's 20 years later, using reverse engineering. The countries of the earth have created new technology by fusing alien technology with ours, and it has become a much more they've used it for a lot of good as well. Things have become a lot better on the earth. Countries are supporting each other rather than at loggerheads for the most part. And of course they've upped the defenses because they know that yes, there is life out there and there's a possibility that they might get attacked again. So there's a setup for our sequel. And then yes, now we see that a much larger ship, I do not know how large it is, but it covers like part of the earth, huge part of the earth, by the way. So this is almost like a continent. It's the mothership that's 3,000 miles in diameter. It appears and then it connects to. It initially destroys the things on the moon, the defense system that's on the moon, and then it comes and and then it starts to drill a hole towards Earth's molten core for fuel, and that will also destroy our planet in the process. So of course it's up to our heroes to fight them off. That is the story. Of course, you know that they're going to win. There's always the story of the other alien race they have sent an AI to basically warn Earth and also give them ways of getting new weapons and new technology to actually defend themselves against the alien race that's destroying them. And so they want the Earth to basically head the interplanetary or interplanetary defense system kind of thing. They call the harvesters. That's basically what they're called, and they want to have a potential counterattack to the harvesters' home world. Basically go and take the fight to their plant, so that they don't actually attack more innocents and have them killed. That's the basic storyline. Like I said, Liam Hemsworth plays this, I don't know, orphan guy. He's the fiance of Patricia Whitmore, the ex-president's daughter, who's grown up now. They're both pilots. Jeff Goldblum returning. Like I said, I just felt like there were places in which it felt like he was phoning it in. Sometimes he was like good. Sometimes I didn't like, especially the part where they go to the moon to recover that alien device. Bill Pullman with the big scruffy white beard that he later on, shaves off before he goes and attacks the harvester's homeworld, destroys part of the ship by detonating a bomb inside. But yeah, by the way, his beard reminds me of mine, by the way. Micah Monroe, she's okay. She plays a pretty okay character, very similar to what you would actually expect in this kind of a role. So I can't really blame her for it. I'm sorry. It's Jesse T. Usher who plays Dylan, the stepson of Steven Hiller, who was who is Will Smith's stepson. William Fincher does a good job. He's always in these kind of movies, I guess, as a military guy. But then he becomes the new president of the United States. Judd Hirsch is the comedic relief for the most part. I really liked the actor. And for me, these two movies are the ones that I remember him the most. But I have seen him in some other stuff. But I kind of always associate him with playing the dad role of playing Jeff Goldblum's dad in this particular movie. His name is Julius Levinson, a retired rabbi who now is an author trying to sell his book, because it was somewhat his idea to actually that actually led to the destruction of the aliens, and so he writes the book. He wrote the book I Saved the World. Brent Spiner returns as Brakish Okun, Dr. Brakish Okun, and we learn out that Okun is actually gay. And he was in a coma for 20 years and has just come out of the coma. But his role is significantly much more bigger in this movie compared to the first. I really like his character as well. Celia Ward, the fabulous Celia Ward, she's got a small role as Elizabeth Lanford, the President of the United States. She too lost her family during the previous invasion, and she is a little bit suspicious of any aliens coming out from space, but absolutely love the actress. There is a Rain Lau, who is played by Angela Baby. I've never heard of who Angela Baby is. Is she supposed to be a singer or something like that? Actress, model and singer, yeah. She plays one of the pilots, international pilots, a Chinese pilot who's part of the Earth Space Defense, and she becomes the love interest for Travis Tope, who plays Charlie Miller. He's a lieutenant in the Earth Space Defense as well, and he's a friend of Jake, who they both became orphans during the first attack. Vivica A. Fox returns as the mother of what's his name now? As Dylan's mother, but she is now a doctor. Surprise, surprise! And she is the widow of Steven Hiller. I think Will Smith was actually given a chance to return in this movie, but he chose to do the ridiculous Suicide Squad. So he all lost. So therefore, they decided to kill off the character and then put him in over here. Who else? We have a small role by Robert Loggia, who I believe passed away. So he passed away in 2015. This movie was released 2016. So he shot his brief scene before the movie was actually released. Unfortunately, he passed away. Who else? Trying to see all the other actors. It's a big cast. Charlotte Gainsbourg plays Dr. Catherine Marceau. She's a French psychiatrist who's researching the connection between human and aliens, and she's also David Levinson's romantic partner after his wife died well before the events of this. So they couldn't get the actress. I forgot the name of the actress, who was way hotter, by the way. What's the name of the actress? Margaret something. Margaret Collin, yeah. Margaret Collin, who was in the 1996 film. But yeah, she's way hotter. I don't know why couldn't they get her for this film. Anyway, that's about it. That's the main cast. There's these kids who Judd Hirsch's character saves on his way to finding Area 51, or rather they save him first and then he takes them in. That's about it. Oh yeah, McKenna Grace is in this film. She's got a small role as one of the kids that Judd Hirsch's character brings along to Area 51. And then there's of course this huge queen that character. That was amazing to watch, to be honest. The movie didn't do that well, to be honest. On a budget of 165 million, it only made 389.7 million in the box office. I don't think that I probably would have needed at least 400 to 500 million just to get just to break even with all the the ads and all that stuff to be there. I'm just looking at, there could be a third film depending on the success of the second film, is what they said. And it was supposed to be an intergalactic journey, possibly set a couple of years later, and he wanted to get the same young people and the characters into it, but it doesn't look like they're going to have another one. So I think there's no plans as of right now to make it they continue on this particular franchise. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Mainly because of the special effects. A few people like, hey, Jeff Goldblum is always worth watching. And I think watching Brent Spiner in this movie is also a lot of fun. Watching Judd Hirsch and Bill Pullman is always good. That's about it. That's all I can really talk about this film. It is the area that they shot the final scenes are in the Bonneville Salt Flats of Utah, which was also in the original. I think that's supposed to represent Area 51. And of course, like I mentioned, there was Robert Logia's final projects before he died, and the film was also dedicated to his memory. So yeah, very cool actor, very cool character for a long time. Liam Hemsworth, sorry, not a good actor at all. What else? I think that's about it. Who's the actor who plays Brent Spiner's, Rakesh Okun's lover? Let's see. Hopefully he's mentioned over here. No, I don't think they actually mention it. Anyway, that's it. I guess that's basically it for this particular film. I really like the action sequence and all that, but yeah, the acting leaves a lot to be decided, and I have gone over 14 minutes for this particular film. I want to keep it under 10. But yes, it is enjoyable. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's not boring by any chance, but just that I think the acting leaves a lot to be decided by many of the characters. So that's basically it for me for Independence Day Resurgence. 7 out of 10. Signing off.